everybody, the Allfather here, and today I'm going to bring you a video on how to defeat this popular internet base, usually known as the Moat base. And we're just going to look at a couple of, as far as how it's designed and the most effective strategies to defeat this base that work pretty well just about every time as long as it is implemented correctly. But a couple things we're going to notice is now in the stock version of this internet base, assuming that's not been modified, you're typically going to see double giant bombs here and here, and then you're going to have some version of Tesla in here and giant bombs in here. Sometimes they'll be in here. But pretty much those are your only options there, obviously, for 4 Teslas and 4 giant bombs. That is typically where they were, and knowing that, we're going to be able to, the only thing we're going to be worried about on a GoHo attack is the double giant bomb potential, and so that is what we're going to address in this attack strategy, and it is going to be a shattered GoHo, and we'll take a look at the army composition in just a bit. But obviously knowing where those traps are, the couple other things to take a look at, obviously it is a centralized clan castle. We are going to go ahead and kill it on the fly because it is pretty difficult and expensive to lure. But we have a couple pockets of defenses here that are very dense there and pack a lot of punch. In addition to that, when the expos are on ground, they're going to have a range that reaches, well out into here, and so you're going to have a good 4 to 5 defenses targeting any troops out there, and that's going to be important to take a look at. The heroes we don't really have to worry about. The one thing to notice with the heroes is the location of the queen on a GoHo. She is right up next to the wall, which means as soon as we get our kill squad in there, she's going to go ahead and jump this wall and engage, and at that point that's where ideally our BK is going to go ahead and take care of her, possibly wizards, possibly the queen. Just depends on how well the funneling goes. The downside to the funnel is we're going to take a southern approach, which is going to be in from here, and there are a lot of buildings here, and so it is going to take wizards a little bit of time to clear those out, and if you're not patient waiting for them to be cleared out, obviously things can start circling and walking around the base, and that's pretty much going to end your GoHo raid. We'll go ahead and take all that off the screen, get ready to start the replay, and first thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at is the army composition. This is pretty much a standard army composition you can copy as far as going against this base, but 20 hogs, 2 golems, 12 wizards, he's got a couple giants and a couple of archers, and I believe he's going to also bring hogs in the clan castle. And so you're going to have 26 hogs, 12 wizards, 2 giants, 2 golems, jump spell, 3 heal spells, and ideally a double poison. I only see 1 here. Obviously maybe has a dark spell factory down, and but you want to be able to use obviously 2 of them for that. One of them can be for the clan castle troops and 1 for skeletons, or both on the clan castle, just depending on what pops out. But let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to attack this base using this army composition. And like I said, with the shattered GoHo entry, we're going to use both of the golems and just bring them in at an angle from the south right here. That's going to distract all of those southern defenses, creating a wizard funnel from the outside in, dropping wizards, starting on those dark elixir drills and working their way in towards that laboratory, and going to funnel everything in. He does not need wall breakers. We're going to go ahead and drop a jump spell once we get close right in this area. That's going to go ahead and get us access to the queen like we mentioned, and that is pretty much the kill squad portion of this attack, again using the poison on the clan castle troops as they pop. Then from there it's just going to be hogs, and you notice there's 2 giants, and as I mentioned earlier, there is heavy concentration on each side of this base, and so you're going to want to use one of the giants here on these outside cannons, and sometimes there'll be more cannons outside if they flip some things around in this base, but that giant's going to be there to help kind of give your hogs just a little bit of a head start, and then your hogs are going to come in sort of surgically, just in sets of 2 or 3 from the outside there, and start attacking these bases. Now, where your heal spells are going to go, obviously we know that there was a giant bomb here typically, here, and then somewhere down there in that moat area. We're not worried about the moat because the kill squad should handle that if done correctly. What we're worried about is obviously this first set of defenses, so that first heal spell is going to go ahead and cover the first line of defenses as well as the giant bomb position. Then the second heal spell is going to be in the middle as they work their way across, and the third heal spell again is going to be similarly mirrored on the other side of the base. Obviously not that big, but you get the idea. Now, one other variation on this attack strategy is you can either launch all your hogs from one side of the base, either east or west, or you can launch them and pinch from each side of the base. And you'll have to decide which one you're more comfortable with. Splitting hogs is always a little more dangerous, but they're also going to work in a better concert with your kill squad. Everything meets up in the middle and then pushes to the north. And so you've got a couple options there. If you do all your hogs here, then everything's going to have to push across the base and then up. If you pinch it from the sides, then you're going to have the giant leading, the hogs coming in here, meeting up with your kill squad, and then whatever's left will go up to the north. And that might be a more ideal situation as far as having the most troops left. So let's go ahead and watch this attack as it unfolds from this war replay. Again, you see just kind of a 45-degree angle on the funnel there, getting the golems nice and spread out to attract the attention of both of those archer towers and the wizard tower, creating the wizard funnel using, he's got 8 wizards deployed so far, clearing the building. There's 9-10 wizards. Again, it's going to take a lot of DPS to get through that trash building. Gets his heroes going right where he wants them. Nice placement on the jump spells, going to get the golems in there as well as the heroes and a few more wizards. It does have a skelly trap there. There's one Tesla popped, and here we have a baby and a regular dragon in the clan castle. Poison or double poison, your preference there. And ideally you don't need to use that heal spell, but do use the BK ability right away because you do need to get the queen out of there. That's his main job, so do not slack and wait on the BK ability. But there's that giant leading the way. He was only a level 5 giant, but goes ahead and chooses to send all the hogs on this one. From the one side, again, you can pinch it from both sides. Notice the heal spell placement covers the giant bomb location, but these hogs, because of the location of those sweepers, should just work their way right across the middle of the base. One or two might stray up to that tower, that wizard tower, but they should come up there. Then he launches his clan castle hogs on the other side there, does end up pinching it, but you see his kill squad is absolutely gone. And so that's not the ideal situation there, but with the all-air clan castle, it was kind of not surprising either. But just look how many hogs are left. Just a ton of hogs left. He's probably got 15 hogs left. Going to go ahead and take out that last defense, and the hogs are going to do all the cleanup. He did bring a couple archers, if you remember, on that composition, and did save a couple wizards at the end, and they're going to go ahead and start on the outside of that funnel. If you notice, we'll pause it just a second, just the shape of what's left over is kind of that horseshoe shape around the top, because everything was pretty much defense targeting, coming up the gut from the bottom and then pinching in from the side. So there's a lot of defense, or a lot of buildings left on the outside, and so you want your hogs are going to be at the top if you do this right. And so you want your cleanup troops starting at the bottom, which is exactly what he does there. And his hogs split, which is beautiful. The only thing that's left is the clan castle and the BK platform in the middle. But because he went ahead and dropped those cleanup troops on the outside, gives them plenty of time to get around, take those outer buildings out, and then drop everything for the 3-star.